Hey, we know each other. He's a friend from work.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most notable examples of direct movie sequels that took a completely different turn in genre from their predecessors.
But he's only funny by mistake.
Number 10. Happy Death Day to You. The 2017 horror comedy Happy Death Day put a time loop twist on the slasher genre, following Tree Gelbman as she relives the day of her murder.
Tree, what's wrong? Say something.
Lori, I feel like I'm losing my mind. I don't know what's happening to me.
This clever blend of Groundhog Day and Scream intrigued audiences and helped the film become a box office hit. But audiences who were expecting something similar in the 2019 sequel got an interesting surprise. Rather than focusing on traditional horror elements, Happy Death Day to You shifted towards science fiction, offering a technical explanation for the time loop.
One variant closes the loop in this dimension, and the other one sends you back to your original dimension and closes that loop. It's final decision time. Stay here or go back.
While it retained some suspense and jump scares, the sequel reimagined the story as a sci-fi adventure. This tonal shift may not have been successful in every regard, but it earned the film praise for its willingness to take risks.
Ryan, just turn it off, man! Ryan, what are you doing? Guys, take the wrench from him! He's a college student! It's just a wrench! Don't be scared of him!
Number 9. Cars 2.
Mater,
I didn't taste it.
how'd you like to come and see the world with me?
You mean it?
Yeah, you got me into this thing. You're coming along.
All right.
Pulling in 5 years after the release of its predecessor, Cars 2 presented audiences with a dramatic genre shift. The first Cars film was a grounded sports comedy centered around race car Lightning McQueen's journey of personal growth in the small town of Radiator Springs.
Where are you? I can't even find you on my GPS.
I'm in this little town called Radiator Springs. You know Route 66? It's still here!
Yeah, that's great, kid. Playtime is over, pal.
The sequel, however, abandons that quiet charm in favor of fast-paced international espionage. This time, McQueen teams up with his tow truck friend Mater on a global racing tour, which unexpectedly entangles them in a high-stakes spy mission and a plot to sabotage alternative fuel.
Our investigation proved that all in all was actually gasoline, and Axelrod engineered it so that when it got hit by the beam, it would explode.
Wait a second, Fillmore. You said my fuel was safe.
While visually impressive and ambitious in scope, Cars 2 received mixed reviews, with critics noting that the tonal shift sacrificed the emotional depth and simplicity that defined the original. Nevertheless, it was a commercial success. Number 8. Fast 5. Before the release of Fast 5, the Fast and Furious franchise mostly focused on illegal street racing and local conflicts.
At least we know you can't beat me straight up.
I didn't know there were any rules.
Tremendo jefe, así me gusta. Now that's what I call real driving.
Hoping to reach a broader audience, Universal Pictures decided to shift the series into the realm of high-octane heist action. Set in Rio de Janeiro, the film follows Dominic Toretto, Brian O'Connor, and their crew as they plot to steal $100 million from a corrupt businessman while trying to evade the feds.
There's still another problem. Palm scanner. And without Reyes' handprint, Houdini himself couldn't open his.
Fast 5 not only steered away from the street racing roots of its predecessors, it also birthed the franchise's new identity, a mix of heist thrills, family loyalty, and international espionage.
You say, Don?
We talking or we racing?
Just don't cheat this time.
Gotta let that go.
The success of this film, both critically and commercially, reinvigorated the franchise and paved the way for the increasingly ambitious installments that followed. Number 7. Megan 2.0. 2022's Megan was an unexpected hit with both critics and audiences, earning praise for its ability to blend campy humor and horror without compromising either edge.
Megan, turn off.
Are you sure? Download in progress.
So when a sequel was announced, pretty much everyone was thrilled. Arriving in 2025, Megan 2.0 presents an update not just in storyline, but also in genre, as it shifts from horror comedy to sci-fi action. The sequel takes place 2 years after the original, and sees the titular AI doll being resurrected to face a new threat, Amelia, a military-grade android created using stolen Megan technology.
I know how to stop Amelia. She's getting more powerful. Soon she'll be the most dangerous weapon on the planet.
By transforming its once lethal villain into a reluctant hero, the series has drawn comparisons to the Terminator franchise. Whether it will leave a similarly lasting mark remains to be seen.
Well, look who came out to play.
I was programmed to protect Katie. The only question is, are you going to stand in my way?
Number 6. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Unlike many sequels that tend to go bigger and flashier, 10 Cloverfield Lane took a strikingly different approach. The second installment in the Cloverfield franchise, this film traded the found footage monster horror of its predecessor for a smaller, more intimate sci-fi thriller.
You still filming? Yeah. People are gonna want to know how it all went down.
It follows a young woman named Michelle who wakes up in an underground bunker after a car accident and is told that the outside world has been devastated by a chemical attack.
An attack, a big one. I'm not sure yet if it's chemical or nuclear, but down here we're safe.
Without the large-scale destruction of the original, the film builds tension through its claustrophobic setting and tense character dynamics. This dramatic genre shift likely stems from the fact that the initial script had nothing to do with the franchise, but ultimately, it works strongly in the film's favor.
After I saved you and kept you safe, this is how you repay me.
No. This is...
Number 5. Rambo: First Blood Part 2.
Rambo, you can feel totally safe because we have the most advanced weapons in the world available to us.
I've always believed that the mind is the best weapon.
Today, the Rambo series is widely recognized as one of Hollywood's most iconic action franchises, but watching the first film alone, you might come away with a different picture in mind. That's because 1982's First Blood was a gritty, character-driven drama that explored the psychological toll of war on a Vietnam veteran.
Take this, Mitch. Don't move. I don't want you to catch your own throat.
With this sequel, however, the franchise did a hard pivot into pure action, transforming John Rambo into a near-invincible hero on a mission to rescue American POWs in Vietnam. The film simplified complex themes into a straightforward good versus evil storyline, which appealed to audiences craving heroism after the war.
Here you are a piece of meat, a laboratory experiment, but to me, you are a comrade, similar to myself. Just opposed by an act of fate.
So while critics largely saw Rambo: First Blood Part 2 as a regression, it resonated strongly with viewers and became a massive box office success. Number 4. Joker: Fiader. Following the success of 2019's Joker, a sequel was inevitable.
Well, there's something special about you, Arthur, I could tell. Where you from?
I live right here in the city with my mother.
But while fans expected a natural progression of that film's tone, what they got was anything but. Joker: Fiader takes a dramatically different turn from the slow-burning psychological thriller of the original. Instead, it delivers a jukebox musical, incorporating song and dance numbers into the plot as Flex stands trial for his crimes.
There's always a Joker. That's the rule! Fate deals a hand and I see. The Joker is me.
While the announcement of this bold genre shift raised eyebrows, that anticipation quickly turned to disappointment when the film premiered in October 2024. Both fans and critics condemned it for the lack of a coherent story, tonal inconsistencies, and lackluster musical numbers. Not even the star power of Lady Gaga was enough to make the gamble worthwhile.
We're not going away, Arthur. All we had was the fantasy, and you gave up.
Number 3. Thor Ragnarok. The first two Thor films carried a solemn, Shakespearean tone and depicted the titular character with a stiff, godlike demeanor.
You all right?
What just happened?
Place your hands on your head, step back.
This woman is unwell.
She's dangerous. So am I.
But the third installment, 2017's Thor Ragnarok, did a complete 180. Directed by Taika Waititi, the film took on a more colorful and irreverent style, injecting 1980s-inspired visuals and laugh-out-loud comedy, while maintaining the high-stakes action fans expect from any superhero movie.
You rode a hammer?
No, I didn't ride the hammer.
The hammer rode you on your back?
No. I used to spin it really fast, and it would pull me off the...
Oh my god, the hammer pulled you off.
In doing so, Ragnarok infused the character of Thor with a more relatable and well-rounded personality, and essentially revitalized the franchise. It's no surprise that it became one of the most acclaimed entries in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You're in my seat.
Your father once told me that a wise king never seeks out war,
but must always be ready for it.
However, Waititi may have pushed the comedic angle too far in the follow-up Thor: Love and Thunder, which received lukewarm reviews. Number 2, Aliens. Ridley Scott's 1979 classic Alien followed a spaceship crew being hunted by a towering extraterrestrial. It was a straightforward horror experience, only set in space.
Ash, are you kidding? This thing bled acid. Who knows what it's gonna do when it's dead?
I think it's safe to assume it isn't a zombie.
Nearly a decade later, James Cameron's sequel Aliens ditched the pure horror elements and pivoted toward an action-packed thriller. Set decades after the events of the first film, the sequel follows Ellen Ripley as she returns to the alien-infested planet, alongside a squad of heavily armed colonial marines.
How long after we're declared overdue can we expect a rescue?
17 days. 17 days?
Cameron infused the film with a militaristic edge, cranking up the pace and filling it with explosive combat sequences. Despite the heavy action themes, the film still retained Ripley's psychological depth, deepening her character with a powerful maternal arc through her bond with Newt, a lone child survivor.
Hard to believe there's a little girl under all this. And a pretty one, too.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Much like he did with Aliens, James Cameron approached the sequel to his 1984 hit The Terminator with the intent to completely reinvent it. The original was a gritty, dystopian sci-fi thriller focused on a cyborg assassin sent back in time to kill Sarah Connor.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
No, can't see her. She's making a statement.
Where is she?
Look, it may take a while.
But with a significantly larger budget, Terminator 2: Judgment Day expands the story into a sprawling action blockbuster. In this sequel, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator returns, not as a villain, but as a protector of young John Connor, the future leader of the human resistance.
You're not here to kill me. I figured that part out for myself. So what's the deal?
My mission is to protect you.
With elevated emotional stakes, cutting-edge visual effects, and incredible action sequences that still hold up today, Terminator 2: Judgment Day was an improvement in every possible way on its already excellent predecessor.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Are there any movie sequels you think would have benefited from a genre shift? Let us know in the comments.
Hey, so remember the time I strangled you and set the lab on fire? I want you to know that won't happen again.